Hello everybody and welcome to Kakushigoto episode 12, season finale anime review. I guess series finale because, I mean, we're definitely, they're not making a second one. I think they sort of jumped ahead maybe. But hey, I thought the ending was really nice and really good and I couldn't have asked for much more really, the way it all played out. It was good. Yeah, how this is going to work, in case you are new here. We're going to talk about the episode, go through everything that happened in that. Then after that, we're going to briefly talk about the series as a whole and what I thought of it and how I thought of it. So that is good. Anyway, let's jump into the final episode, see how everything went down and everything. Let's do this. Unique thing about this episode, the entirety of it is in the future, the present, whatever you want to call it, with adult Hime, basically, or 18-year-old Hime. Is that adult? It's adult, but she's still a high school student. Older Hime, let's go with that. She goes through everything she's found out at the beginning, just to sort of recap you all onto how we got to where we are right now. Then some guy shows up at the house and he calls her sis, which is surprise. Turns out, not a secret love child though. We go through the possibilities. No, it turns out Kakushi was actually the secret love child, of a kabuki actor. If you don't know what a kabuki is, Google it. It's like a theater performance type thing. I'm not too expert on it myself, but yeah, Google it if you are unsure for what exactly it is. They showed it basically what it was on the screen, so there's good there. So yeah, this guy's mum, this guy talking to Hime, his mum is Kakushi's half-sister. I wrote that down to make sure I got it right. And then we have a woman who I think is the high school girl who wants to be an idol, who was friends with them in the past. She is investigating the accident, that happened to Kakushi. We'll get to that in a minute. She interviews this guy who was working with him. Basically, Kakushi got crushed by Shonen Jump, which I feel like there may be a metaphor there, but what do I know? Who knows? Then we see a hospital scene of him. It looks like there's a person in a hospital bed, so at this point we're left to think, okay, so he's not dead then. And he's just in a coma, it turns out, which is, it's better than the alternative. I really thought he was dead, so I'm glad to see he's not. He did construction work after quitting manga. He did construction work a lot just to pay the bills, and it got a bit like, like that. His savings, used most of it to keep looking for his wife, paying someone to keep looking for his wife. Obviously, never found his wife, which is a bit sad. All that got leaked to the public, and they were all like, "Man, I can't laugh at this comedy because the author's going through so much." There's a fly in here. Oh well, it can co-star with me if it shows up on camera. That'd be great. Yeah, so he gave up writing because of that. We knew that already, but now we got further explanation of it. Hime inherited art herself. We see a nice painting of hers. She's good at doing the paintings. That's good because her grandfather was like a big art guy or something. I can't remember exactly what they said. That dude's mum, the dude's half brother, half quarter brother, whatever. That guy, I'm completely half cousin, I guess is what he would be. Of Hime's. Yeah, so his mum gave Hime the key. Originally Kakushi gave her the key to sell the stuff to try and make Hime's life as easy as possible, but she gave it to Hime just so that she could see what he did, which, hey, that's fair play. And then there's alerts all around going on. Basically, Kakushi has regained consciousness. He's awake. Oh my god, things are going to kick off. I was like, man, we're only 10 minutes in. This is crazy. But he doesn't know who Hime is, which it's a memory loss type deal, innit? Which is, yeah, that was a concern. Again, it was a concern because we only had like 10, 12 minutes left, and I was like, how are they going to wrap that up in that little time? They sort of did. I was concerned, but it worked out pretty well. But let's get to how well it worked out right now. Yeah. So Hime and the assistants all gather in Kakushi's hospital room. He knows all then. His memory's not lost, it turns out. It's sort of like regressed. So he still thinks it's 7 years ago. He still thinks Hime's 10. He still thinks he's working on the manga. You know, all that stuff going on. Trying to figure out why 7 years ago is where his brain has gone to. I don't remember if it's now, but they figure maybe it's because that's when he was having the most fun, both in his work life and his private life. Which, considering all the stuff we've seen, you know, that's basically what the whole flashback, you know, the majority of the show has been, showing that, hey, this is, you know, this is fun for him and all that. Yeah, he tries to run to go see Hime. Of course, he doesn't realize Hime is right there in front of him. So they can calm him down to stop. And then he wants to keep drawing his series. So they do. They all draw together, the assistants in Kakushi, for the first time, for what must be the first time in literal years. And yeah, I mean, they're doing the stuff they've already done, if that makes sense, which is cool. And it's nice, you know, they're all working together. It did feel nice, didn't it? Hime watches them work. She got to see how he used to work. That's nice. And everything. He asks Hime, Kakushi does, he asks Hime to go and look after Hime, because obviously, yeah, and which honestly must be heartbreaking. Not having your own dad recognize you, can't imagine that. That's gotta sting a little bit. And then Hime's on the roof, and she thinks her friends are there with her and the teacher, and she says maybe because so now he can draw again, she thinks maybe it's better if he doesn't get his memories back. And I'm like, Hime, no. Honestly, this episode sort of got me. I was not expecting to tear up a little, but it definitely happened. And then she goes home to the dog, who is big now, and she has a little cry at the dog, and it's sad. I'm like, man, is that how we're going to end? We can't end like that. Well, we don't end like that. We got more time, but you get what I'm saying. So Kakushi cannot be told about what happened. He needs to regain his memories himself, which makes sense. I think so. That makes sense anyway. Tomaruin, the editor, he pulls the others out of the room, leaving Hime and Kakushi in the room. They have a little conversation, and she's like, yeah, manga is what makes you happiest, isn't it? And he's like, no, what make me happiest is Hime growing up to be healthy and strong and stuff. And I was like, you got me in the tear holes. Good job, I guess. You know, that's where we're at. It was a good scene. It got me a little bit right in the feels, you know, which is where the good places are. She then runs out, calls her friends to help her. It's like, I need my dad to see something. They go to get a thing. They go to the other house. I forget exactly where it is. The house where all the stuff's stored, basically. They bring manuscripts from that house to his room. Said manuscripts are the ones that he'd completed in the 7 years memory he doesn't have at the moment. So he gives them that. She gives him them. And he, as he reads them, it's like triggering his memory to come back. I presume the little flashes of stuff that we haven't seen, I'm assuming that's stuff that... I assume this is like the manga ending. We've just cut out a load. You know, there was that time skip, like whenever it was last week. So I imagine there's a load in there that, you know, in the manga they probably would have done, you know, more stuff, and then some of these flashback stuff would have been in there too. But it's fine, you know. If they were like, you're only getting one season, I think it's a good way of doing it personally, you know. Then you can still read the manga if you want, while still experiencing the true ending. I guess that's just my verdict on it. Could be completely wrong. I've not read the manga, but yeah, he gets his memories back. First thing he does when he gets his memories back is to try and hide the manga from Hime, because like, no, she can't find out, which was pretty funny. Yeah, and then this little ending sequence, loved it. So Hime has been drawing manga as well, and doesn't want him to know, and it's like a reverse of the roles. Really nice. She's like, what if my dad finds out, you know? He is going back to drawing manga, which is good. And they're all talking, and they're like, maybe, you know, you do it about a guy who's trying to hide from his daughter that he draws manga. And they had a good line, it's like, who would want to read that? And I'm like, I get it, because if you're reading the manga, it's like that's you they're talking about. It's clever. Also, they're all hanging out in the sassy girl's office, because she's a big deal now. We also learned later on she's like a bestseller, so that's good, I guess. She did well. I guess, so the others her assistants now, or are they just hanging out in her office? That's the real question. But yeah, everything's going great. Kakushi's going back to drawing manga. Hime is going to draw manga. Everything is coming up the Goto family. And yeah, it was a happy ending. You know, I really thought he was dead the whole time. So to see that he wasn't and that we got it was a happy ending. We got a happy ending out of it, which I'm glad about. The surprise half-brother out of nowhere was a little bit weird. It was sort of out of nowhere, but this ending I liked it overall, I think. I can nitpick it, but overall I think I really liked it. Okay, well that was the end of the episode, so let's quickly talk about the series as a whole. You may remember, I wasn't originally going to watch this, but then stuff got delayed, and I had a Thursday free, so then I watched this instead. And yeah, for something that I wasn't going to read, I'm really... Watch. Wrong, manga's in my head. For something I wasn't going to watch, really enjoyed it, you know. I quite like the old slice of life, and there's been a lot of father-daughter shows recently. At least it feels like in the last, certainly 2 years, maybe even less than that. There's been a lot of father-daughter shows. So, yeah, I really like this. This might be my favourite of the 2 or 3 I've seen. What do we call this subgenre? I don't even know what to call it. But no, it's been enjoyable. As I said, the past stuff is all like nice and cute and funny, and that's where like comedy is. The future/present stuff is the stuff that kept me watching, if that makes sense. I want to know what happened to Kakushi. I wanted to know, you know, what exactly everything in the end, everything was answered. Sort of tied up in a nice little bow. They may have tried and put everything, maybe too much explanation in at the very end, but I thought it was fine. Wasn't a problem, you know. It was good for a final episode. But yeah, just throughout, great stuff. The characters were funny, and you know, even if I struggle to learn a lot of people's names, they all did, you know, they stuck with you, most of them. So that was good. I liked this show. I'm glad I watched it. I am definitely glad I watched it. The opening, I don't like talking about the openings often, because like it's not that important to the quality of the show overall. But the opening's an absolute banger. Like, it's really good, and it really fits this show well, you know. And when they played it in the last segment of this episode 12, really good. Really good it was. Yeah, it was a good show, good enjoyable show. I'd recommend it. I think the final episode pushed me over the edge to I would definitely recommend it. Like, before it was sort of like, oh, I'll recommend this if, you know. But now it's like, yeah, this is easily recommendable to everyone. There's not a lot of off-putting stuff. There's no off-putting stuff in it, you know. And it's cool sort of insight to the, you know, manga creation process as well, albeit probably exaggerated slightly to make it more interesting. And it's just really nice, I thought. Really fun. I liked all the different aspects of it. Good show. That's what I think. Maybe people are going to be like, no, you suck. It was a terrible show. In which case, what's wrong with you? No, this was good. Anyway, I'm rambling now. Let's wrap this up. Thank you, everybody, for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider subscribing and stuff for more reviews. That would help me out a lot. Thank you very much. Check out what other reviews I'm doing at some point, probably this weekend, maybe a bit after. There'll be a video saying what I'm watching next season on the channel, so stick around for that and all the other stuff that's coming out too. I will see you in whatever you decide to watch next. Take care, and bye, guys.